Hey everyone, KP here. Welcome to Free Doulas TV. As always, thanks for the support. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for subscribing. I'm following up with the video that I posted of Father Daniel Nolan and the comments that I've made. I know I said it was the second video would be the last one, right? But hopefully this is the last one. But if not, hey, forgive me. I'm human, right? But I just wanted to highlight once again the power of what Father Nolan said, or power in the things that he said, and the courage and the bravery it took for him to do that. And I'll put what I'm about to say in the description box. Remember, the Pope came out in favor of the vanilla and said it's a moral obligation for Catholics to take the vanilla. So that's the head of the Catholic Church saying that, but yet you have this priest standing brave, standing strong, saying what he said. I just had to make that point clear. And that's, we have within our denomination, individuals who are, doing the opposite, right? And he was respectful, as I said in my responses already. He was kind, he was respectful, he was informative, a true lover of humanity. And for any of us as SDAs, whether we're pastors or just lay members, whatever the position that we're in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, speaking up on this issue, especially as, you can't just sit down and pretend like nothing is happening. We've been going through this since 2020, right? The warnings came the latter part of 2019, but then we hit this thing full-blown March of 2020, and we're in 2022 dealing with this thing. So for our church, right, respectfully to all our leaders, or pastors, or whoever the individuals are that might hear this, for them to suggest that we just pretend like nothing is happening and life is normal, our churches weren't shut down, we're not scrambling to get online, get our Facebook accounts up, get our YouTube accounts up, get Instagram up and going, figure out ways to broadcast to our members, for you to pretend like the world wasn't turned upside down and we have to talk about what it was that caused it, then it's quite silly. And when we hide behind the Bible and the writings of Ellen White to justify these indefensible things, it makes no sense. It defies logic, right? And as I said, I'm gonna come with the other things in terms of the information that we put out there. But I just want to point out that this man, who we often label as one who is in line with Babylon, and God can't use people like him, or whatever the case is, standing up to his leadership. And I believe, that is something that the Spirit inspired. And the Spirit gave him the courage and the bravery he needed to say the things that he said in that message, right? So just wanted to share that with you. Check the description box. I'll put the articles in there where the Pope pretty much said, and other news outlets and or social media outlets were pretty much congratulating the Pope for saying what he said about the vanilla, the jab, the stab, the inoculation being a moral obligation, right? Ignoring a whole heap of things, but that's another story, right? I don't want to go off. Let me just stick to the fact that this is a Catholic priest and he's speaking up even though his leader, the head of the Catholic Church, says something different. Shout outs once again to Father Nolan and for what he did, and shout outs to all the Seventh-day Adventists, right, at various levels of the church, who are willing to stand up and say something, call for a conversation, be open and honest about the issue. Don't just treat this thing as, as I mentioned before, this is, you're questioning, you're treating these individuals as if they're God, and these institutions as if they're God. So therefore, they're beyond question. They're beyond, scrutiny. They're all good, as Father Nolan said, purely good, and they've never been deceived, and they're not prone to corruption, right? We know that sinful nature, according to Romans 7, Paul talks about the battle between our nature and the spirit, right? The spirit is trying to bring on the nature of Christ, right? The character of Christ. But our sinful side, right, is always at odds. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? The good that I should do, that I don't do. But what I should not do, that's what I do. Right? That's what Paul says, dealing with our sinful nature. It applies to Christian, and it definitely applies to those who don't know God, right? Under the leading and the guidance of an evil entity. And we know who the devil is behind a lot of the things that we're dealing with right now. So just wanted to make that point there. And thank you once again for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the comments. Remember, hit the notification bell so you know whenever I have posted something, all right? I'm going to say this just before I end too. I'm going to put a link soon to another platform, and here's why. I've been on YouTube, and they have taken my stuff down, and I don't want the things that I'm saying here to be subject to this whole censorship. I don't believe I'm violating any guidelines, and I'm not going to argue with them. I don't have their money. It's their platform. They can do anything they want. So I'm going to be sending a link out soon, and I'll let you know. And but I'm just putting you on notice right now. More than likely, it will be Rumble. It might be something else, but I'm already there. So, I want to make sure to put it out there from now because of my experience with YouTube. Take care of yourself. Remember, only what you do for Christ will last.